morning papers, darling.
Thanks.
Anything wrong with breakfast?
No.
You were up early.
Oh, I couldn't sleep, so I went for a ride around the farm.
Any fresh cases?
5 more cows and that young Hereford bull I just bought.
Oh, no.
But I think it was today. That new vaccine seems to have taken effect. And the vet says we needn't slaughter anymore.
Thank heaven for that. All I keep on wondering is why does it have to happen to us?
Not only to us, to every farmer in the district. It's just hit us harder, that's all, and at the wrong time.
From Sidram? What does he say?
What does he always say lately? Sugar?
Oh, sorry, darling.
If I can't meet the note, he wants the farm.
Jim, I'm sure you're wrong. He was a farmer. He understands these sudden plagues.
Charles Sidram doesn't remember being a farmer. He forgot that when he became a moneylender. Well, the last few times I've tried to see him, he's refused to allow it. He always makes poor Phil Glynas deliver his rotten messages.
He won't sell you out. He knows how hard you've worked. He knows the labor you've put into the ground. Nobody could be that unfair.
No one but Sidram. 10 years of my life out the window. Because of a little bug that infects my cattle and a money-hungry cannibal like Sidram. I control the bug before it wipes us clean, but I can't control this Sidram. Duh. We'll lose the farm, Stella. But he'll never forget me. I swear he won't.
Jim, don't go when you're angry. When you're in a temper, anything can happen.
You've got to make him understand. Look, I've sweated and I've broken my heart a couple of times, but this time now, look, I've got the beginnings of a paying dairy farm. Oh, it isn't fair of him to fork. All I need is time.
I know that, Jim. And I'm sure Sidram knows it, too. But it won't matter one iota what I say. You see, he has a theory. If you can't repay when due, there's no sense in prolonging the inevitable.
Well, that's just it. Given another few months, and I'll be able to. Look, I'm willing to give him an additional 5%. Make him give me more time.
If it was my decision, I'd give you any extension you wanted. Honestly, your best chance is to ask him yourself.
Oh, I tried that a little while ago. I couldn't even get past his houseboy. Said his master didn't want to see me.
Well, I'm afraid that's your answer. Sidram treated the other farmers in the same way. It means...
But he's going to foreclose on me. I know. Thanks. Thanks very much.
What are you going to do?
Go back and make him see me. And when I get through with him, he isn't going to worry about money anymore.
Now, Jim, cool off first. An angry man's easy prey for it. He'll only make a fool of you.
No, he won't. He's through making a fool of anyone.
All right, Bob, give me pictures from every angle, particularly close-ups of Sidlam's head. Get them through as quickly as you can, will you?
Yes, sir.
Carl, fingerprints of everything. Check them with our files. If you come up with anything interesting, let me know.
Yes, sir.
In the meantime, handle this riding crop very carefully. Unless the coroner has other ideas, that's the murder weapon.
I understand, Mr. Doctor.
All right, Mr. Glynas. This is for the record, so I want you to think very carefully before you answer my questions.
Well, certainly, Inspector. But I'm afraid what I have to say won't be very helpful.
Oh, does it bother you talking with the corpse in the room? Would you rather go somewhere else?
No. No, it's just difficult to believe he's dead.
I understand. What happened this morning?
Well, actually, very little, Inspector. As you know, I'm employed by Mr. Sidram.
Mm-hmm.
At least I was employed by him. A few months ago, he insisted we work here rather than at the office. He felt we accomplished more away from the office traffic and constant telephone interruptions.
Please continue.
Well, there's very little else to say. I arrived this morning, houseboy let me in. I found Mr. Sidram dead. Then I called your office.
Didn't touch anything?
Nothing at all.
Good. When was the last time you saw Mr. Sidram alive?
Yesterday, when we finished the day's work.
I see. What exactly is your job, Mr. Glynas?
Secretary, bookkeeper, runner, office boy, chauffeur. I was a jack of all trades. Mr. Sidram referred to me frequently as his associate. It wasn't true, but it kept me from asking for a raise.
This is a very important question. Who do you think murdered him?
It could have been anyone.
Oh, please, try a bit more specific. Surely you know of someone who had a grievance against him?
Well, some farmer who did business with him. Lately, there's been a few foreclosures.
Do you have a list of these foreclosures?
They're not with me, but they're in the files.
Apart from the names of the list, you have any idea who might dislike him enough to murder him? Now, please, Mr. Linus. Let me remind you that withholding information is a serious offense.
And accusing somebody of murder is equally serious.
I'm not asking you to accuse anybody. I'm merely inviting your comments as to who might have murdered him.
Very well, Inspector. Do you know James Stevens?
Very slightly.
Well, then perhaps you know that Jim has a very bad temper. Oh, please understand me. I'm not suggesting that the two things tie together.
What two things?
Well, his temper and Mr. Sidram's murder. So I ask you to keep an open mind.
Just tell me what you know, Mr. Glidless. Let me control my own mind.
Well, I saw Jim at my club yesterday evening. He was very upset. Very angry. But saying something which might incriminate an innocent person is very disturbing. It's even more distressing when that person happens to be a close friend.
You haven't incriminated anyone.
Oh, thanks. Do you need me for anything else?
Is there anything else you can tell me?
I'm afraid not. Is it permissible for you to tell me what you're going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to see James Stevens. After that, the farmers will lost their farm to Mr. Sidram.
So you believe the foreclosures and the murder tie together?
Well, can you think of any other possible explanation? All right, boys, finish up here as quickly